Our group loves the Bacchanal Buffet. We've been multiple times through the years, and it is one of our favorite buffets in all of Las Vegas. However, even a top-notch buffet like the Bacchanal can't get everything right. So in this video, we thought it would be fun to share the 10 worst food items we've ever eaten at the Bacchanal Buffet. Buckle up, because we have a lot of crazy and fun reactions to the food in this video. So sit back and enjoy our list of the 10 worst things we've eaten at the Bacchanal Buffet, and you won't believe how bad the top 3 actually are.
Number 10 on the list was the crispy fried panis. The dish was similar to cornbread, but it was made with chickpea flour. The worst thing about it was the fact that it had basically no flavor at all. In fact, if it hadn't been for the ratatouille vegetables and the marinara sauce, it would have been absolutely gross. Thankfully though, the sauce helped a little, making this only number 10 on our list. Coming in at number 9 was the arroz yucatecan, which was a yellow rice dish. The worst thing about this one wasn't the flavor, but instead was the texture. It was extremely sticky and it stuck to my teeth. I don't really care for rice to begin with, but this definitely had something wrong with it and I didn't like it at all.
Number 8 was the shiitake pot sticker. It didn't look great when I picked it up, but I was still hopeful that it might taste good. However, it did not. Not only was it burned, but it had a terrible flavor that I couldn't get out of my mouth fast enough. Thankfully, there are other pot sticker flavors here that are so much better, because this one is disgusting. Ranking at number 7 on our list was the chorizo chili. I was excited when I saw that it was butternut squash and black beans, as I really love butternut squash, but this was horrible. I don't really know how to describe the flavors other than purely awful. If you can, avoid this chili at all costs.
Number 6 on the list was the shrimp and grits. Being that I'm not a seafood fan, I decided to just try the grits first. Turns out they were so bad that I never even got to the shrimp. I love creamy grits, but these ones were so dry and rubbery and had been sitting on the buffet for way too long. To top that off, they were incredibly spicy, which I wasn't expecting or prepared for. Even if this dish had been fresh, I don't think I would have enjoyed it, but being that it was old, that made it 100 times worse. It was really bad.
Coming in at number 5 was the grilled octopus. I've had octopus several times in my life, and the previous times I've enjoyed it. However, this octopus had absolutely no flavor. It literally tasted like nothing. The horrible part about it was creamy. Have you ever had creamy octopus? Trust me, you don't want to. It was horrible.
Next up at number 4 on the list was the caviar vol au vent. I was foolish and wanted to be adventurous since I had never had caviar before. However, I made a very bad decision in trying it. Not only was it caviar, it was paired with salmon mousse, which made it even worse. Mousse should be a sweet dessert, not a fishy cream sauce. I took a small bite at first to see if I would even like it, and it's a good thing I did, because it was vile. It's safe to say I won't be trying caviar again by choice.
Number 3 on our list was the whelks, which are sea snails. I had high hopes for the sea snail, but sadly, those hopes were crushed by one of the most rubbery, chewy, disgusting sea creatures I have ever put in my mouth. It tasted downright awful, and I couldn't get it out of my mouth fast enough, which if you know me well, you know I almost never spit out food. However, this was so bad that I couldn't even finish it.
Coming in at number 2 was the dolmas, which was basically a sour snot rice log. It was probably the worst thing I have ever put in my mouth. This was everything that I hate, wrapped up in one slimy rice log. Sour, cold, wet leaves. And to top it off, the rice was some of the most disgusting I've ever tasted. In my opinion, this should have been number 1, but I was outvoted. Let me know in the comments if you think that this should have been number 1 on our list.
What actually was number 1 was the Bloody Mary deviled egg. I never would have thought when I picked up this little egg that this would have been one of the worst bites of food that I would have ever eaten in my life. But when I took a bite, my taste buds were offended at the horrible collection of bad flavors. Perhaps if the egg had been fresh, it would have been number 3 on the list. However, it was so old and rubbery that it had to be number 1. There were no other alternatives. This was not only the worst thing that we ate at the Bacchanal Buffet, it was probably one of the worst foods in life.
Believe it or not, despite these 10 really horrible items, the Bacchanal Buffet is actually amazing and you should still give it a try. We did a video where we tried one of everything at the Bacchanal Buffet, including some pretty amazing items, and you can click here now to watch that video next.